Hey guys, I have a question for you. Do you know what the language web is? I guess you don't, because I just made a word up myself. But in this video I will explain what it is and how it can help you to learn languages faster. Keep watching. Hello everyone, my name is Jan van A and you're watching Language Boost, the channel for your language learning tips, tricks and of course motivation. Yes, and today we're going to talk about the language web, a word which I made up myself, and I came up with this idea after publishing this video like a few weeks ago, where I talked about if the YouTube polyglots, if they're fake or not. You always see those videos where people speak all these languages, 5, 10, sometimes even 20. Is that really possible? Is that really the reality what you're seeing? I basically said that yes, I do think it's possible. I don't know every single one of them, but you know what the trick is? If you know one language, let's say Russian for example, learning Ukrainian or Belarusian is not that complicated. If you already speak Spanish, learning Portuguese is not that difficult. So I think that another thing people don't think about when you see all the polyglots speaking so many languages is that learning your first foreign language is difficult, but then learning your second foreign language, especially if it's related to the first foreign language, it's much easier, and it becomes easier every time. Does it make sense? I see this as a web. So if you only speak one language, you have a very small web. And just like a spider, if you have a very small web, it's difficult to catch new insects, basically, right? But if your web is very big, if you already speak many languages, then it gets way easier to catch new words and actually memorize them, because you can link it to something that you already know. You can link it to a word that you already know in a language that's related. And that's what I call the language web. So how big is your language web? If you just speak English or maybe German and Spanish, well then it's already much bigger than if you speak only one language, and you will notice that learning a second or a third language is not that difficult. Now your web can be very big. Before I started with Russian, I already spoke quite a few languages, and I thought, I have a big web. Let's learn Russian, should be easy. But Russian clearly is from another language family. It's a Slavic language. And, all the other languages did not really help. So I had a big web. Yeah, so just an example, I really do think that learning Russian or Chinese is really just as difficult as learning French, Italian, Spanish and Portuguese all combined. Just a few thoughts. How big is your language web? And do you also have this feeling that learning a second or a third or maybe even a fourth language is much easier than the first foreign language that you learned? Let me know in the comments below. I'm always happy to read them. So that was my message for today. See you soon.